hello, good morning to all. Very hearty welcome to my channel. In today's class, we are going to just continue from where we had left off. In the previous class, we had discussed about simple if and if else statement. So in today's class, we are just going to take it to the next level and discuss if, elif, else statement, and if possible also nested if statement. So let's begin with the class. So in today's class we are going to see the third variant, that is if, elif and else statement. So let's check out its syntax first. If condition 1, then statements 1 will be executed. Elif means else if condition 2, statement block 2, else statement block 3. So the meaning of this structure is there are two conditions, as you can see. So if condition 1 is true, then statement 1 will be executed. If condition 1 is false, then program control will come to the next condition, that is condition 2. This elif stands, it's the short form for else if, or in layman terms we say otherwise. So if condition 2 is true, then statement 2 will be executed. Otherwise, if this is also false, then program control flow comes to the else part. Else means the last resort. Means when all our options are checked out and they are done with, we are left with the last option and the only option. So that is statement 3. So if neither of the conditions is true, statement 3 will be executed. So let's check out its pictorial representation, its flowchart. So we have a group of statements A, and we have the first decision box over here which checks condition 1. If condition 1 is true, then statement 1 will be executed. That is statement, it could be a statement block also. And if this condition has been executed, then we will be simply moving to the next block of statements. Now if this condition is false, then another condition would be checked. That is condition 2. If that condition is true, then statement 2 will be executed. And the program would move, the program control flow would move to the next statements. And if this is false, then the last resort will be executed. So I'm just going to shift my screen this side. That is statement 3. And after this is done execution, it will also move on to the next block of statements. So if condition 1 is true, execute statement 1, move to the next block of statements. If condition 1 is false, check condition true. If it is yes, then execute statement 2, move to the next block of statements. If condition 2 is false, then execute statement 3, move to the next block of statements. To understand this in a better way, now this I'm going to just give you one simple example for this. write a program to accept a number and check whether it is positive, negative or 0. So write a Python program to accept a number and check whether it is positive, negative or 0. So let's check out its flowchart first of all. So we start with the start box, and within the start box we will first accept a number. So I will write here read a number n. Okay. Then I will check whether it is positive, negative or 0. Now for checking whether a number is positive, we know that if the number is greater than 0, it is positive. If it is less than 0, it is negative. So I am going to write n greater than 0. If it is yes, then print. I am using the output box for this. N is positive. So I am just going to just a sec. Print n is positive and move to stop. If it is not greater than 0, then we will check whether it is less than 0. If it is yes, then print n is negative and move to the stop. And again, if it is not negative also, that means only one condition is there, that is it is obvious that it is number is 0. So print n is 0 and join it with the statement which reaches the stop. So if suppose user gives minus 13, so we read the number minus 13. Is n greater than 0? No. Move to this part. If it is it less than 0? Yes. So minus 13 is negative and end of program. If 0 is given, first check if is it greater than 0? No. Is it less than 0? No. It is 0. So print 0 is 0 and move to stop. Okay, so this is how this program works. So let us code this program now. So I am going to create a new script window here and I will save it. So positive, negative and 0. So I am going to ask for n from the user. Enter a number. If n is greater than 0, then print. So I am going to print it this way, n is positive. If n less than 0, print n is negative. Else print n is 0. So now I'm going to run this program. So I give minus 13. Sorry, it was not minus 13. So I have to just check. Yes, so this is, it gives me minus 13 is negative. Next I give 45. 45 is positive. And when I give 0, 0 is 0. So this is how if elif else works. Now this if elif else is also known as cascading if. Why cascading if? Because I can go on cascading the elif condition many times. So it could take this form. So I'm just going to write its syntax now. If condition 1 I'm just going to write statement 1, which will also refer to it as either one statement also and a group of statements also. Elif condition 2, that would be statement 2. Elif condition 3, that is statement 3. Sorry, no colon after this. And we can go on nesting it to any level. So I'm writing here elif condition n. So for this statement n will be executed. And finally we will have else, which would be for a statement which will be executed as a last resort. That is, if neither of these conditions 1 to n satisfy, then this statement will be executed. So because you can just see it as forms a kind of a ladder. It is sometimes also known as cascading if, elif, else ladder. So this ladder is used whenever we have some complicated conditions, when we have a number of conditions to check. So as an example, I will be taking, I'm not drawing the flowchart because drawing its flowchart would become very cumbersome, because you will have a lot many decision boxes over here. So I'm just going to move on to a simple example. So now the example is that you live in a hostel. Okay. So as an example, you can take, you are a student and hence you have appeared for your final exams, and depending upon your final exam some streams would be allotted to you. So if it is like you got above 90% and above, you will be allotted the PCM stream. If you got above 88%, you will be allotted the PCB stream, and if you got above 85%, you will be allotted the commerce stream. And if you are getting less than 85, then you will be allotted the art stream. So this is the criteria which is made. So how will we proceed with this? So we start with our program, and the very first thing is something is asked to you, that is read percentage. So I am reading the percentage in a variable PER. Now we will check PER greater than equal to 90. If it is yes, then what will be given? Print PCM allotted and end of program, that is stop. Okay, going to move it this side. Our second criteria is, if suppose you are not getting 90% and above, so again the second option, that is the percentage greater than equal to 88? Is that so? If answer is yes, that means you are eligible for PCB. So print PCB allotted and end of program. If still no, percentage, is it greater than equal to 85? If it is yes, then commerce is allotted. So I will print here commerce allotted. And if this is also not true, that means the last option, arts, is allotted. And from here also go to the end. So each of these outcomes, they will be leading to stop only. Only thing is it depends. Now suppose randomly I am taking some percentage, that is a student gets 70%. So 70% is read in PER. So now we check, is it greater than 90? No. Is it greater than 88? No. Greater than 85? No. So the last option is that student will be allotted what? Arts. If suppose the student gets 86%. So is it greater than 90? No. Greater than 88? No. Greater than 85? Yes. Commerce will be allotted. So what will be printed? Commerce allotted. So this is how cascading if else ladder works. It is just kind of branching in your program, that is depending upon a condition. There are a number of conditions and a number of possible outcomes. Whichever condition fits, that outcome will be considered. So let us write this program. So we are just going to take up percentage. So we are writing input, enter the percentage. Now if PER is greater than equal to 90, then print PCM allotted. L if PER is greater than equal to 88, print PCB allotted. L if PER is greater than equal to 85, print commerce allotted. And else, that is the last resort, would be arts. And we will be running it now. I forgot to close the double quotation marks there. Yes, so just over here, enter the percentage. So randomly I am entering 76%, it is arts. Now I enter something like 89%, PCB is allotted. Okay, so this is how you can write a program which branches into a number of conditions. So this was cascading if else ladder. Now after this we are going to see nested if. Our fourth variant, that is nested if. Now nested if is a quite detailed topic. So we will be taking up nested if in the next class fully. Right now I am just going to discuss the syntax of nested if with you. That is, if condition 1, if condition 1 is true, then we can have some statements in our if part, and we can have another condition. If condition 2, then statements 2, and we can have n number of conditions over here, and then an else part. Now this else part, you can see that it is taking the same amount of indentation as this if, hence it is a part of, it belongs to the inner if. Else statement 3. Now this if else block could be an cascading if else ladder also, simple if also, and another nested if also. Nested if doesn't have any fixed structure. You can, nested if means that if within if. So you can place if condition within if. Next is else. So this else doesn't have any indentation, hence it is a part of the outer if. This is the outer if block and this is my inner if block. Similarly, within the else part also we can have some statements. Then we can have further if condition. Else. Now here also it could be a cascading if else statement, a nested if, or a simple if else, or simple if, and that's all. So this part is your else block, and this else block contains an inner if block. This is the outer else block. So nested if doesn't have any definite structure, as I said before. It takes up a structure according to the specifications given in the program. The problem which is in question right now, that problem will be analyzed, and depending upon that problem only a number of conditions and the structure will be devised. So you have to read the question and you have to understand what is actually asked in the question and how you can design it and which if variant you can use. So we will be having a detailed discussion of nested if in our next class. So students, I hope you have understood what is the cascading if-else ladder and the if-elif-else variant of if statement. Please do practice them, and if you have not yet subscribed my channel, please subscribe it, and please like it and share it with others. Thank you.